Warning, I'm on a journey to handicap home runs in Major League Baseball. I'm not claiming to be sharp. I'm not claiming to have an edge. I bet based on the 3 Ps, pitcher, park, and price. We probably won't win long term. This is for entertainment and education. If you like the video, like the video. There's no added vig for clicking that thumb. I love you all. Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. And yesterday we did okay. We fared all right. We had a big slip, a big slate, a lot of action, and I was nervous about it. I mentioned that, and I said I have to trust myself in this process, and if we need to slim it down as we go, we'll slim it down. I do feel weird about giving out a ton of plays. I realize it's not realistic for people to tail all of them, etc. You're going to have to figure out if you want to blindly tail all of them, if you want to select different things based on park factors, whatever. This is not for you. This is for me. And if you can glean some education and entertainment from it, then job well done. So yesterday we did go up 0.425 units, and our winners were Max Kepler, Michael Bush, Kyle Tucker, and Andrew Benintendi. We've put them there at the top in the winner's circle, and they look like they're about to start a law firm. They look like, have you been injured in an accident? Yeah, I don't know. They all look like they could be cousins, if you want to say that. Kentucky cousins. We're up 1.34 units total. A record of 11-61, 3 voids. I do need to say this. Freddie Freeman yesterday was scratched. He hurt his ankle in batting practice. He's day-to-day, I think. But FanDuel, which a lot of my bets are from, has different house rules. Most of you are familiar. If you're not, quick rundown. If a player does not start on any other book, the bet is void. If the player does not start on FanDuel, but comes in the 7th inning to pinch hit, the bet is live. So if they come in, pinch hit a home run with their one at bat, great, we win. But more likely than not, it's going to be a loss of a quarter unit. I understand that it's probably wise if I have a FanDuel suggestion to wait until lineups are confirmed to then place the bet. But because of the nature of this video, because of everything, I am just going to ride what could be unlucky breaks from time to time. So that's my warning to you guys. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's the best way to do it, but I'm saying that's how I'm going to do it for the sake of this video. I think we get more, in the long term, I think we get more value betting prices that are better at the start of the day and risking them not being in the lineup than waiting. Like O'Neal Cruz yesterday, when we look at O'Neal Cruz, 630 was what we got him at. I think the first pitch he was 520. I mean, he dropped significantly yesterday. Did he hit a home run? Of course not. But that's just something to keep in mind. Also, Ballpark Pal is a tool I use. If you want to use, hold on, sorry, I forgot I had the meme in here. If you want to sign up for Ballpark Pal because it is no longer free, they'd been running a free trial. It's now paid. But if you use code GMG50, you get the whole year, all the data, all the tools for $50. It's less than 26 cents a day. Well, you've lost some days, but it's still probably about 27 cents a day. So check out Ballpark Pal if you're interested in the data that I use and you want to kind of get your hands a little grubby as well. Made this meme this morning. Okay, Dinger Tuesday ideas for 2025. Retire the promo. 50% boost. We could keep it the same. That's what we got. We got a 50% boost. I'm not even calling it DT. I'm not even going to say those words this year because this is not the same. You can't change something entirely. You can't unwind the fabric of something and create something entirely new and call it the same thing. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So here is what we have for today from Ballpark Pal. And I'm going to ask him if it's okay if I share this information because this is now behind a paywall. I didn't ask him for today. I don't think he'll care for today. Typically, he posts a thing or two from his sheet or from his data on Twitter anyway, but I'm going to double check. You get a freebie. I may be in trouble with Ballpark Pal. You get a freebie today. Mild conditions, moderate conditions across the land. Tampa Bay is a park that is new. Steinbrenner Field is new for the Rays. And they're no longer at Tropicana. It's outdoors, which people have complained about because we're likely to see a lot of weather and rainouts. But should be good conditions there tonight. Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay face it again. And then there's a few, more negative parks. Busch Stadium is typically hard to hit at. Maybe Guaranteed Rate Field, Chicago, but outside of that, pretty neutral. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. And we'll start. Okay, obviously I couldn't get this to work out, so ignore Max Muncy. That was from last night. Okay, we got 4-1 April Fools. Here we go. O'Neal Cruz, we're running it back. His price is significantly worse, but I liked him at anything over 400. I think he has a great matchup against the pitcher in Tampa Bay, and the conditions are good. The wind is blowing where he likes to pull the ball. There have been home runs to that side of the field already. I like him at 450. Same thing. Brian Reynolds, 520. And then Brandon Lowe, I think, is a really good price at 440 for his matchup against the Pirates pitcher. So that's our first game. I'm taking 3 guys, quarter of a unit each. Dodger Stadium is the next game, a game that's going to be a little colder, as we talked about yesterday. I don't know what's going on with the Braves. Their bats are not swinging. I know Glasnow is a top of the league pitcher, so last night maybe wasn't the best example to use, but prior in San Diego, they didn't look good. But I am backing 2 bats for the Braves because I am not a huge fan of the Dodgers pitcher tonight. Dusty May, I believe, is who I believe is on the mound. I think he's vulnerable, and I think Jared Kelenic and I think Matt Olson could have some success. Kelenic at 9-1 is a very tempting price for me. He's already homered this year. Again, the wind should help him where he likes to pull the ball. And the Matt Olson, I'm a little frustrated because when I opened up my odds service and saw Matt Olson, it was 5-1, and literally as I was, it's like they knew. It's like FanDuel has cameras in here. I don't know where they are. I don't know why they put them in me. I don't know why they're targeting me. I just said I wasn't sharp in the warning, but Olson was 5-1. I logged in, and he was 4.5-1. We lost some money as we waited. That's okay. I still like him at anything above 425. Moving on to the game in Cincinnati, an absolute rout last night. I mean, the bats for the Reds were going full metal jacket. They were swinging for the fences. Ellie De La Cruz, let me say this about the torpedo bats. Can we stop with the confirmation bias? Oh, he used the torpedo bat. Okay, well, listen, I'm using the torpedo mic right now. Is it changing anything? Do I still have less than 1,000 views on this video? Absolutely. Okay? Here's what you need to understand. There are other players, like Alec Bohm, for example, for the Phillies yesterday. He went 1 for 4 with a single, 1 strikeout, 2 groundouts. There are other guys out there who are using the torpedo bat. Let's not forget that Ellie De La Cruz can ball. Let's not forget that Ellie De La Cruz can swing that stick. Okay? He's got that thing on him. And so if a guy, Jazz Chisholm, right? There are guys out there who are good ball players who are using the torpedo bat with success, sure, but you still have to put barrel to ball. So let's just calm down about the torpedo bat right now. Again, if it needs to be spoken about, it may. If this becomes a thing, if there becomes more data available, then I'll maybe acknowledge it. But right now, I'm ignoring it. So the wind is blowing in, but it's low. It's low wind, and it's a little chilly, which scares me off a little bit. But I think with the small ballpark that is Great American, I think we're okay. And for that reason, I'm running 3 plays. I'm running Corey Seager, Jock Peterson, and Candelario again, mainly because Candelario at that price in the matchup, I still love at 700. We will see a time, and I'm going to continue this series. Even if we're down 30 units, I'm going to continue this series. And I just said it, and I can't take it back now, and it's on record. So there it is, where Candelario is in the 500s. So I'm going to try to snipe him while we can above that number. Corey Seager, a little bit of a chase. I want to hit Corey Seager. I would have loved over 350. We'll take 320. And Jock Peterson, a little slow start to the year, but I like him at 4-1. The game in, what is this? New York game in Miami. And again, the wind shouldn't be too much of a factor here. Pretty neutral conditions. Last night, we saw a lot of home runs. Jesse Winker, a little bit of a long shot, but a long shot at 12-1 is different than what I think his fair price would be at 850, 900. Like when I saw that 12-1, I said, oh, we're sprinkling on Jesse Winker 12-1. Absolutely. DH for the Mets. I like that play. Juan Soto, surprised to see him above 400. And at 450, I'll take it. And Lindor, same thing. To get 500 on him, DraftKings is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and lock in Lindor. Game in Milwaukee. Kansas City put the beat down on them yesterday. And here we go again. But I think we're going to see the Brewers respond in a big way. And I struggled with this because I have some opinions. Christian Yelich at 6-1, great price. Vinny Pasquantino, again, a guy that's been popping up a lot on this chart the last few days, or specifically on my chart over the last few days. 475, I like them at that number. Bryce Turang, at 17-1. Already has one this year. Good matchup. There's a lot of Brewers that I liked, and I had to really scale back. I had to say, okay, calm down. You want to trust yourself, but you don't want to get carried away. So and I think the problem was the Brewers had really good odds. And I believe Michael Lorenzen is pitching for the Royals. And don't quote me on that. I think he's worse than maybe it's being accounted for. Just my take. Could be completely wrong. Just my take. So I like a lot of the Brewers today, but Turang at 17-1 for a guy who's hitting in his home park, who's already hit one. I could only get down, it's embarrassing, 0.0675 units on DraftKings. I would play this up to a quarter of a unit if you're comfortable with that, if you can get that down. I could not get that down. It is what it is. And then Jake Bauers, if he starts, some books are offering his line. FanDuel is not. Makes me a little nervous. FanDuel usually knows a thing or two. But if he starts and he is above plus 550 on any book, I will take him at the highest price available as long as it is above plus 550 for a quarter unit. So because of the timing of this video, I cannot do anything with that information except give it to you. And if you want to tail that, go ahead. Moving on to the game in Toronto, we have Washington and Toronto, and this is where you're going to really have to buckle your seatbelt or get off the ride. So there's your warning. There's your disclaimer. Will Wagner for Toronto, 750 is the only player I like against Toronto. Trevor Williams is pitching, and Trevor Williams did not come into the league as someone who people respected, batters and fans, I think, but he has come into his own, and I've kind of kept monitoring him, and a lot of times I would fade him last year, and then he'd punish me for it, and I think he's still a little bit underappreciated. So I actually, bonus play, I may add it to the official plays. I'm also keeping track of some traditional MLB plays, and so I won't typically make videos about those, but I may post them on my Twitter if you want to find them there. I don't share all of them because, again, I'm not comfortable necessarily with sharing plays that I don't think are particularly sharp, even though they're free. You guys know how my head is on those things. But the point is, I don't remember the point. Trevor Williams, I think he comes out and deals today, and I think Jose Barrios, pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, struggles. And thus you see me load up, and I mean load up, Washington's batting lineup. So forgive me for this sin I am about to commit. Keibert Ruiz, Luis Garcia, I meant to type in Junior, but I accidentally hit the H key, which is next to the J key, and I think it's an omen. Luis Garcia, home run, Junior. Now, the book is other. The book is Fliff, and I don't recommend getting Fliff. If you have Fliff and you can get that number on Fliff and you're okay with the risk of Fliff, lock that in. I believe DraftKings was at 10-1, very similar, and I believe other books were close. I took the best price I had. We're not going to talk about the F word anymore. CJ Abrams at 630, Josh Bell at 800, James Wood at 700, and Nathaniel Lowe at 800. I think those prices for what Jose Barrios gives up in terms of hard contact, we have an indoor stadium, it's too good. We hit one of those. I mean, I get it. We have Ruiz, Garcia, Abrams, Bell, Wood, and Lowe. We have 6 guys. But if we hit any of them, we win. We are in the money. If CJ Abrams hit, obviously, we're not winning much. It's 6 plays versus 6.3. So it's negligible. But if we get 2 of them, boom, we're feeling good. It's about a 4-unit. It's about a 1 unit it's about a 2 unit increase. I'll get it right eventually. Okay. So that's kind of where my eggs are going into the fade Jose Barrios basket. Hope you like that. This game in New York gave me fits. I mean, it flat out gave me fits because I look at the Yankee Stadium and a couple things are in play here. Short left field. Well, the wind is blowing the other way. It's blowing fairly strong the other way. It's going to be a little chilly. Not great, not conducive. But Yankee Stadium is fairly receptive to the wind, so that should help get balls out to right field. It's still short in terms of Major League Baseball average is right field. So I think home runs could still be hit. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about the Yankees this year. Most home runs in the first 3 games, you know the stats. They're out there. They're doing well. So it's like I want to be a part of this game, but I don't feel confident being a part of this game. So I'm actually only playing 1 Yankee. It's Cody Bellinger at 8-1. I thought that price was pretty good. But I am playing a few Arizona Diamondbacks. Josh Naylor. It's Tuesday after all. Why would I not play Josh Naylor on Tuesday? You guys know the drill. 720 Josh Naylor, quarter of a unit. Pavin Smith and Ketel Marte. 900 for Pavin Smith, 500 for Ketel Marte. I want to say that Pavin Smith was like 540 on FanDuel, and he's 91 on DraftKings. So that's where price matters. If he's 540 across the board, I'm probably not playing him. But I like the 900. Ketel Marte, 500 is a good price for him. So we will lock that in. I don't want to talk about the Yankees. Like Jazz could be a good play tonight, but it doesn't matter. We're not talking about them. Game in San Diego is tough because I keep riding these San Diego bats and they're not doing anything home run wise. This park is, it's proving to be difficult in these cooler temperatures to get out of. Jose Ramirez hit one last night. Can't remember who else. Couple home runs. But I'm a sucker for pain. What can I say? Fernando Tatis Jr. This time I put the J in right, not the H. 425. Manny Machado, 400. And then Jackson Merrill. The chase is on still. Jackson Merrill. I don't love the matchup. I actually hate the matchup. But, this one is what we would call bad betting. We would call this emotional betting. But I think there is a chance that they bring in a reliever and we still have a good number at 8-1. It is what it is. Tail it if you want. That's that. And then for Cleveland, I'm going with Stephen Kwan at 14-1. Okay? Again, a guy who's already hit one this year, a guy who I think is consistently, I don't want to say mispriced, because he's probably priced right, but he's consistently priced right. We'll just say that. He's underestimated. He leads off. He sees the most balls when he's on the road. He's facing a righty. Wind is helping him where he hits literally look at his spray chart. Go to Baseball Savant. Look at Stephen Kwan's spray chart. Look at the home runs. They are all, if this is the diamond, right, they're all right here. Well, you can't see that. They're all right here. They're all in right field. So the wind is going to do nothing but help him. San Diego has low receptivity, but regardless, I love the price. I don't need to rationalize it to you. I'm on it. You can do what you want. And then lastly, our profit boost from FanDuel for, that thing that they're having today that's not actually the thing that they should be having today. You can parlay, and so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a parlay, and I'm going to take the two guys that I think are priced best on FanDuel that have also the best chance of hitting home runs, and that's Brandon Lowe and CJ Abrams. 50%, quarter of a unit, 5.872 will try to win us about $590 there. All right. Oh, one last thing. How could we forget this? Yesterday, we got Kyle Schwarber. We got Max Kepler. And we had Bryce Harper hit to the warning track. I mean, to the wall. Could have been $1,200 on the first day of the video. Would have been fantastic. Didn't happen. That's okay. That's what we got today. Unfortunately, I didn't change the date, and it's too late. So I'll make sure I do that tomorrow. My apologies. Forgive me. We'll see you on Wednesday. I love you guys. Make sure you do something so this video gets pushed to more recovering degenerates who want to be sharp. I don't know what you call my audience. Again, I love you. Take care. Goodbye.